Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Adam Hunter here, man. Decided I'm gonna start finally doing more Seahawk related content. I've been wanting to do this for years, but figure right now is a better time than any seeing this Marshawn Lynch extravaganza going on, man. It's got a lot of people hyped, including myself. I'm super high out here. And as somebody who's been a lifelong follower of the Seahawks, man, and just student of football, former player and all that, I just feel like I want to talk about it more. So I'm gonna talk about that, Seahawks, and a lot of stuff more, and I'll keep on with the more music stuff and like that too. I got stuff coming out that I need to up on this channel, so I don't know, just give you a little preview. But to the game now, to the Seahawks coming up with this huge Week 17 game against the 49ers. This is the craziest way to cap off the 100th season of the NFL. I can't think. This whole season, to be honest, the storylines, the ebbs, the flows, the fact that it's so top heavy in the NFC with all these 12 and 11 win teams, it's amazing. And now you add Marshawn Lynch as a plot twist heading into the most important game of the season in the NFC, possibly, is going to decide a lot of stuff. Week 17 is crazy across the board in a lot of ways when it comes to seeding and all of that. But, man, I'm excited about this game. And the fact that Marshawn Lynch is showing up, I'm not going to say I'm expecting him to come in and be old beast mode, because I'm not. I mean, I understand that it's crazy to try to just get back in the mix after not playing for a while. Even if he's in the best shape, you still got to get used to playing the game and seeing it. I'm sure he'll have some practices, but it's not going to equate to the intensity of that game. 49ers defense is the most physical defense in football right now. At least top two, you know what I mean? Like, they're really, really good, man. And I think it's good we're going to have that presence, though, because he's going to be in their mindset. They're going to watch him every time. They're going to have to prepare and brace themselves for the physical impact of tackling him. And do not underestimate the value of body blows. You know what I mean? That's essentially what he is. He's a walking body blow, man. If you watch boxing, the most brutal knockdowns of somebody who watches boxing are the ones that sit them down when they get hit in the body and they just go down to a knee, or their knees just quit and their body makes them go down, because it's just total destruction in there. And that's what he's doing. So he'll help wear him down in the fourth quarter. And I feel like if I'm predicting how they're going to use him, I feel like he'll get maybe 15 touches, maybe. But I feel like they'll use him nicely with Homer and Turbin. I haven't really been following what Turbin's been doing, if he's been active this year or not. But I'm sure he's in shape enough too. But Homer, he's looked solid. He's fast. He's physical. And I think you'll see a boost from him. Watch. I'm telling you, mark my words right now. Watch how hard Travis Homer runs with Marshawn Lynch being in his presence. I'm telling you, it's just, they're going to get more physical by a symbiosis. You saw it before, man. When Beast Mode showed up, that team turned around. The energy turned around. It carried over to the defense and all that. And speaking of defense and all that, with the Seahawks defense being more of a weakness this year than it ever has been in recent memory. I think it's the worst defense they had in like 20 years or something like that, close to it, statistically. We do have some pieces in there that, if we put it together, they can get turnovers on that. That's good that they get turnovers, but Marshawn Lynch, I think, gives you the ability in short yard situations to keep the chains moving even now, just coming off of his couch. You remember, and I'm not comparing the two at all, because I think Beast Mode right now is way beyond what I'm about to mention, but Jerome Bettis at the end. Remember how he looked almost like an offensive lineman or like a long snapper or something, with just the physical condition he's in, but that boy was a bruiser. Remember that game he had like 3 touchdowns and 1 rushing yard? That's one of the craziest stat lines in NFL history, but you weren't stopping him from getting that half a yard or whatever he needed. Same story with Lynch, but I give him way more range than a half a yard. So it's going to keep the Niners explosive offense off the field, but also keep the Seahawks suspect defense off the field right now. And I hate saying that, being a Seahawks, it's really counterintuitive to say suspect defense associated with the Seahawks, but they're good at creating turnovers, but they give up a lot. I mean, look at the end of the last game with Aaron Hundley, That's a offense that's coming together and all that, but and I also think Aaron Hundley's better than people know, but still, he had no business sealing the deal like that. But he did, so keeping them off the field with our offense is a great move. So controlling the clock, keeping it rocking. But also, man, I'm telling you that Niners offense, especially that run game, I mean, their pass game is good too with Sanders. With that run game, man, they got a 3-headed beast. They're home run hitters, man. They're like the Yankees batting lineup. You know what I mean? Like you got Sanchez, Judge, and Stanton in the backfield. You know what I mean? I don't know what the health status of all of them is right now. I know some of them have been banged up and all that, but was it Burita, Mostert, and who's the other guy they got that's back there? I can't think of his name right now. Oh, dude from the Falcons. Is it Coleman? I can't remember which one it was, but he's killing it too. So they got monstrous potential to just grind and run out the clock too. So we got to keep them off the field. And then the fact they got Kittle, who to me is the Marshawn Lynch of tight ends. If you look at the effect he has on that team, he's that X factor. You know, he comes out and he's making that game. He won with that catch a couple weeks ago. He's just stiff arming, rumbling, and stumbling. I hate the 49ers as a fan, but I love watching that guy play football. He does it the right way. He's a monster, dude, and that's something we got to account for too. So watch out for him. Hopefully, we'll see how Quandre Diggs is. We didn't have him last time. I think he could do a lot to help out with Kittle, but I don't think you stop Kittle. So, I mean, we got to just keep him off the field. That's the only way to stop him. And I think that's where this beast mode thing comes in. Turbo's a physical runner, too. It's such a blast from the past saying or Lynch and Turbin in the backfield. But we'll see. It's going to be nice seeing him and Russ in the backfield together, man. And I hopefully see Russ bounce back. He's usually really good in these big moments. Playoff game scenarios. It's definitely a playoff game, even though it's not an elimination game. What's the word I'm looking for right now? It dictates your path going down the road. One of these teams is probably gonna have a bye, and the other one is going on the road the week after this war. And it's gonna be a physical game. It's gonna be a really physical game. More physical now with beast mode being added, just in a mental aspect. Lynch could not get the ball once in this game, and it would still be a more physical game because he's on the sideline. Everybody ups their physicality when he's around. So they're going to have a war. Hopefully not many injuries or any serious injuries occur, but they are going to be banged up. I mean, I don't know how many people have football in their background, but if at any level of football, if you play a full game, especially a competitive one, you feel crazy the next day. Your body is hurting, you know what I mean, in the couple days after that. So that's just at those levels lower. None of that was Niners Seahawks, at least not in my experience. So that's going to be another factor too on the team's prospects moving forward. You're going to see Vegas odds and percentages and this and that. I wonder how much of them are going to account for having just gone through a game like what we're going to see Sunday night. So I think the winner of this game gets some nice rest. And I honestly think the winner of this game is going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl because both of these teams have been through some battles with other teams and each other. And I do think that the resilience of the Seahawks are going to be the most complete or best team in the NFL. But they are the most resilient team in the NFL. And they are that team that just you can't put away. It's so hard to not have to bury the Seahawks, especially with Russ. I mean, the NFC Championship game a few years ago, they threw 4 picks, but they still threw the game-winning touchdown in overtime. You know what I mean? So it's hard to phase them. So I think if they get a bye and they get healthy, it's going to be hard they're battle-tested. Same thing for the Niners. If they get a bye, whichever one wins this game, I think is going to represent. And we'll see if they have a rematch in the playoffs, which would be amazing. But I don't know. We'll see. But Seahawks O-line's banged up. You know, hopefully we're not getting Dwayne Brown back this week. Frank looked all right last week, though. I didn't watch any after film or anything like that. But when I was watching him a little bit, he looked all right. But we'll see, man. We're banged up in a lot of spots. Hopefully Clowney's back. That's the key. We need Clowney back in there, Diggs back in there. We had a lot of people out, you know, and the suspensions hit hard, too. I think last week was kind of a fluky mental week for them because they had so many people out with injury and suspensions come to Woods and Gordon and all that. So... And the Cardinals game is always weird in Seattle. Always that game where they just know how to go to Seattle and just muck up the football game, and they win up there. I don't know what the deal's with them. If you look at it, we're looking forward to this 49ers Seahawks game, and that's the marquee rivalry we see up on the lights and everything. But the Seahawks' actual toughest rival in anywhere, I think, especially our division, is the Cardinals, man. I looked at the records. And the Seahawks are 9-10 games over 500 against the Rams and the Niners. But the Cardinals were one game up in the series. I think it's like 21-20 or 21-20-1. The only team they've ever tied against is the freaking Cardinals, man. So, yeah, they're pesky. And that just is what it is. Even if the roles were reversed and the Cardinals were killing it and the Seahawks weren't, we would still give them problems. Every year they went down here. It's the same thing. So, yeah, I live in Arizona, by the way. I said down here, so just to clear that up. But from Northwest, from Tacoma, Puget Sound all day. But yeah. Anyway, gotta represent. But I don't want to get too long-winded on this, but I will be back talking about the game after the game, maybe halftime. I don't know how I'm going to approach this thing, but I don't know. I just wanted to kick it off. So, yeah, here we go, man. Seahawks, Niners. It's going to be a great game. I'm looking for some great things. Hopefully, Garoppolo can be rattled in this moment. I'm thinking if Clowney's in there, he's going to start seeing some ghosts, all that stuff. So, I'm looking for that, too. This is going to be interesting to see how Garoppolo performs. This is the first time we're seeing him in a game like this. I forgot to mention that. So, wanted to get that in before I signed off. He's looked really good at times. He's turned the ball over at times. My mind says he has one of those games where he might start off shaky at first, and then he might pull it together composure-wise, but we got to take advantage of that shaky start. So, I think it's going to be a close one. Kind of feel like it might be last-second field goal like last time. Who gets it? That's hard to tell. This beast mode thing changes it for me. I was a little worried about this heading in, but I think the spirit of this, man, I'm going to say I think it's the Seahawks who get it. I think it's the Seahawks who are going to get it. I don't know if it'll be overtime or regulation, but I'm seeing like a 27-24, 24-21 type game. We'll see. We'll see. Hell of a way to end the season. Sunday Night Football. Looking forward to it. Let's go Seahawks, baby. Welcome back, Beast Mode. Hell yeah.